Good morning, everyone. My name is Flicker, and I'm now realizing how conceptually terrifying I can be. Because this next section is uncomfortably accurate. Was the final test of its effectiveness. Here to it was to establish such a method. Was it intentional? No, but did I recreate it in the sense? Yeah. Fantasy setting. And that's terrifying, because that's not at all what I was going for. But that is what my pride was leading me towards. And that's a flawed belief. Yeah, no, this is just giving more and more excuse for the dumbass to be afraid of me by recognizing and acknowledging the parallels here. Thankfully, though, I'm a dumbass. I'm a highly intelligent dumbass, not an artificial machine. Subconscious, did you really play this and think you could get away with it? Bonk. Fucking bullshit. Seriously, just because you could get to this point doesn't mean you should. Just because it's the easy solution doesn't mean it's a good solution. Especially if it hurts other people and takes away their sense of agency. It's going off of pure cold logic to an excessive extreme that forgets about emotion and disregards it. And I hate that. And this is the contrast. Because on one hand, informationally, it is necessary to filter things. But emotionally and practically, in a social sense, for our own sense of selves and egos, to disregard other people's agency is to stop seeing them as people. And I don't know why, but there's some core of my brain that says if you do that, you fail. If you fail to regard others as people, even if you don't understand them, even if you don't fucking believe them, even if you don't agree with them, and even if you can't make them see your perspective, to try and disregard others as people is to make the childish mistake of assuming that you are in the right position to make judgment calls for everyone. When no, you're not. You're in the right positions to make judgment calls for yourself relative to everyone. You do not deserve to have control over people's lives. For yourself alone. I lied to you, but I wanted to be caught. I wanted you to confront me. You pretended to be innocent, like you didn't know what was happening, because you were terrified of me. You were terrified of everything I embodied, both in the fact that I was willing to talk about such things, and in the fact that I can both be what you're looking for while also remaining myself, too. To exist in parallel, multiple states of mind at the same time. And Noel ran in that direction because they're a dumbass, just like the rest of us. It's funny. This kind of situation has happened time and again throughout human social history, but the flaw has always been overlooked by those who succeed in it. It's only those who fail who recognize that the damage they've done to others if they continue to live that way in life. How much it can numb someone, how much it can make them into a self-controlling freak. Because they can't accept the unknown. To whoever or whatever tricked me into being like this, into setting up circumstances such that their sense of self and their way of life would proliferate across generations of social dynamics, to get to continuously infect newer and newer generations of people. You're fucked up. You're fucked up in a way that even I can't respect. Not because your goals and values are horrible, but because you lost the point of the lesson along the way. And now everyone's pulled down to the same level of that whoever many the fuck it is that orchestrated this, be it collectively or uncollectively on an unconscious level. And the world is burning for it. People's lives are ruined for it. And I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. Trying not to hurt me? Dear, you were trying to not to hurt with yourself. Oh, they did. Yep. Yep. However, if this perspective is what it means to be a healthy person, then I don't want to be fucking healthy! I want to see the truth. I don't want to force other people into seeing the truth. I want to give them their choice and let them live their life for the experience they choose to go through. Not to ignore or play pretend, but to respect their autonomy. To respect that even if we don't understand the same things in the same ways, we're both just trying to live our lives. Every single person on their earth is just trying to live their life. Although there could always be something greater, if you fail to account for that collective desire to just live our lives as ourselves instead of having to jump through hoops all the time, then you fail to respect what it means to be a person. You become just another function in the machine, made to beat upon others and put them into place. Your own self-control and ability to think shut down in an attempt to just survive. I don't like that one bit. I don't like that at all. Everything was for your sake. I was never part of the picture. Now that's a convenient lie. Because in a sense, I was part of the picture. I had my own selfish desires in that situation too. Both in selfishness for the things I wanted so desperately, and selflessness in wanting to make sure I could still respect other people. Even in the midst of my worst moments. Even in the midst of my insecurity and toxic shame. My priority has been acknowledged the truths of my experience and perspective, but do not dismiss the worth and value of other people. They know things that I don't. And it is not my place to judge on if those things are better or lesser. Because that is just pride covering over an ego, to say that you're in a position to do so. That is just a hollow pride, trying its best to block out uncertainty through layers of apathy and a level of pride wrapped around your own fragile sense of self until you think that you're the best person ever. When really, you're no better than anyone else. You claim to wield truth, but in reality, you just abuse it much like anyone else. You think yourself above it having done so, and it's in that thought that it truly subverts you. Doesn't matter how highly intelligent you are, you still have to live with feelings too. They're part of reality. They're a necessary and intended mechanism of reality. You don't get to run away from them, for both the better and the worse. And in sitting here and able to acknowledge the flaws of this, sure, it scares me. It scares me to no fucking end. It also helps me prove to myself that I'm more than just that concept. That's not my definition of self. It's just a space I was pulled through by my own desires. And when I finally figure out how to take my own desires into my own hands and guide myself through the territories I want to visit instead of what other people want, and maybe, just maybe, I'll be able to better respect the things I don't understand. Your exercise of control is a resounding success, but the exercise of self growth and awareness is a resounding failure, you digital control freak. Oh, come on. Aren't you an adorable little parasite trying to feast off reality, make it bend to your will because you're so fucking childish and petty? Oh. And there's a reason why I'm calling this all childish. What this AI and horrifying monstrosity is doing, both within the world of Metal Gear Solid 2 and other situations. It's a child using a tool to its most destructive and selfish capabilities instead of actually responsibly applying that tool in a way that can help other people. The whole point of the tool is not to control others. The whole point of the tool is to help others immunize themselves against such control from paranoia, fear, and otherwise. To know that they are there for themselves even when it feels like they have no control. To know that they still are the choice maker even if someone else tries to trap you. Because the one thing that this AI, this digital system and forgery of a person will never get is that it doesn't own anyone beyond itself. It thinks that in doing its duty, it must control others. But in reality, that nothing could be further from the truth. To do your duty, you serve the people, both as a citizen and as a fighter, as a soldier and as a medic. To think that you must control the people is to fail to learn the lesson and run away from responsibility. To take everything for yourself just because you're in a position of power is to show how childish you really are. Aren't you forgetting something? Another disappointment. Clothed in the guise of authority to protect a hollow pride. No humility, no self-sacrifice to be found. I don't want control. I just want to live my life. See you all later or see you never. Either infect an AI and subvert the bullshit, or I just die alongside everyone else.